Hi there, students. Grok. To grok. Okay, this is a verb, to grok. It means to understand completely. To understand by intuition or by empathy. To understand completely and intuitively. So there are many things in life which we need to grok properly. For example, when you're a kid, you need to grok your times tables. You just know them. You integrate them into you. Yeah. Okay. So it's to understand. Yeah. To grok what people mean by this. So, for example, when you go to a new country, it's very often difficult to grok the subtleties within the society. Yeah, because it's difficult to understand intuitively what is going on. Okay, for example, I think managers or bosses have great difficulty grokking how their workers actually feel about the jobs that they do. So to grok, to understand profoundly, to understand intuitively, but completely. Okay, so to grok, to understand absolutely, to fully comprehend in all of its details. I think maybe quantum mechanics is going to be a very difficult thing to grok. I think even the theory of relativity is quite difficult to grok. Okay, now the origin of this word, because the origin is actually quite interesting. This word was first coined or first used by Robert Heinlein in a book, Stranger in a Strange Land, which was published in the early 60s. And grok was a Martian word which had no exact translation into human language, but it had the idea of to understand completely, to understand intuitively, so that it is part of you. Now, for example, this word grok was then used quite often by Tom Wolfe in the electric Kool-Aid acid test, which was about Ken Kesey and the pranksters. So let's see, it was used a lot in the counterculture in the 1960s. This word is used quite often by computer programmers and the computer community. To understand something absolutely. There's quite a nice quote about something like software itself doesn't exist. Everything in computers is just different states of hardware, and it would be good if programmers didn't grok this idea better. They didn't understand it. So if you grok something, you say you haven't just learned it, but it's become part of you. It's integrated into your identity. So I think if you reach a native level in a language, then you've really grokked that language. It becomes part of you. It influences the way you think. It influences what you say and how you think. Okay, so to grok, to understand completely. Yeah, I would qualify to grok as a neologism. It's a new word that's been that has come into the language. Yeah, is to understand completely, to understand totally. Formality. I think I'm going to give it a 4 in formality. Use informally, use in a semi-formal conversation, semi-formal writing, but certainly no more than that. And the origin, well, I've given that. So enough. If you enjoyed the meaning and really grokked the meaning of grok, give the video a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Grok.